Hey crafty friends! In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to sew this organizer bag. So let's get started. Here we have the main fabric, light interfacing, fusible fleece, and the lining. The first thing we're going to do is iron the interfacing and fusible fleece to the main fabric. Then we're going to draw a curve on each corner like this. Next, we will work on pocket number 1. I ironed the interfacing and light decor to the main fabric. Next, put the zipper on top of the main fabric like this. After that, put the lining right side to right side on top and sew 1/4 or 3/8. I sewed it 3/8, but you can sew it 1/4 if you want the pink tape to show more. Next, press this part down and sew 1/4 on top of the fabric right here. Then sew 1/8 all around so that all the pieces become one piece. Next, we will work on pocket number 2. Put the plastic all the way inside the bias tape like this. Then sew 1/8. Then we're going to sew the bias tape to the zipper. Make sure you leave a little space showing the pink tape. We don't want to sew too close to the zipper teeth. Put the interfacing in the back of the main fabric, then put it on top of the lining. Then from there, put this piece on top and sew 1/8. This is how it looks. Put your zipper inside the bias tape. Make sure the zipper tape is showing like the other side. Then sew 1/8. After that, sew all around it and double stitch on top of the zipper so the zipper tab doesn't come out. Cut all around the plastic and cut off the zipper on the sides like this. Let's work on the lining. From here to here, we're going to mark 4 3/4. Do the same from here to here, then connect the line. We're going to take pocket number 1 and turn it this way. Put it directly on that line. This part can come out here and here evenly, but it has to be on this line. Then sew it 1/8. After that, turn it over. You can turn it over and make the pieces match together on the bottom. Or you can take this piece and make it come out a little longer than the lining. So the zipper tape on top is a little flat, just a little bit. Let me show you what it looks like in the back. You want the pocket to come out from the lining about 1/4. Then pin it and sew all around it from the top of the zipper all around to the end of the zipper. When you sew it in the back so you can see where you're sewing. Cut off the extra fabric and zipper pieces like this. Next, we will work on the flap. Iron the interfacing and foam under the 1/2 inch seam allowance. Then take the template and trace around it. After that, put it on the lining, right side to right side, and sew around the line. Cut around it about 1/4, then turn it inside out. You can use a point turner to push out the curved seam. So let me explain why I took off the seam allowance on top. If my fabric is light to medium weight and I'm adding interfacing, fusible fleece, and foam, then I'll probably take off the seam allowance because it'll be too thick. It depends. If the fabric is really thick that you're dealing with and you put in foam, interfacing, and fusible fleece, then I will definitely take off the seam allowance because it'll be too thick when you're sewing the bias tape. So it all depends on the fabrics you're using. Next, we're going to work on the main fabric. This is the front and this is the back. Fold the back in half and mark it. Then fold the front of the flap and mark it. Then put the marks together and sew it 3/8. This is how the flap looks. Now you want to figure out where you want to put the heavy duty snap on the flap. You don't want to pull the flap too tight because remember, we will be sewing the bias tape later, so you want it to fit comfortable. Now we're going to clip around the corners. It's looking good so far. Next, put the lining on top and turn it around. Make sure it's even on all corners. Put clips to secure it from moving and check to make sure the front is nice and flat. Then sew 1/8 all around. After that, clip the corners and make it round like the main fabric. It will look like this. Next, we're going to put pocket number 2 at the edge of the lining and then turn it around. The pocket is going to be bigger on the sides, and that's okay. Just make sure it's even on both sides. From here, sew 1/8 all around and stop here. Then you can cut off the extra fabric. So for this method, I sewed this zipper going up and this one going down. If you want this zipper to go up like this, then the zipper tab will have to be facing up when you're sewing it to the bias tape, like this. Next, we're going to use a 1/2 inch bias tape. Open it up and start sewing here. We're going to leave a long tail. Put clips all around it like this. So you're going to start sewing here and stop sewing here. Take the 2 pieces and sew it right here. Make it tight and then sew it together. Here it is right here. Now you can turn the bias tape to the front. Then put your fingers inside and press the corners. After that, fold over the bias tape a little over the black stitch line and put clips around it. Then sew a 1/8 stitch all around. This is how it's going to look. You now have a traveling organizer bag. I love making these. You can use these for so many reasons. I made this one with the flap, and for this one, I put the snap buttons through the fabrics. If you would like to purchase the PDF pattern, I left the link in the description below. Thank you for purchasing, and I'll see you in the next one.